A revolutionary. Say whoa. Trap revolutionary. Got the wave of too scary. Doing this thing like Malcolm ain't by any means necessary. We ain't got it by no one seen hand. We got the master plan. Get the move. What's going on, y'all? Y'all wanna do this video real quick. It's about the latest shooting a man in it's another incident in Florida. Bart the Guglielmo ended up being shot and killed by sister up there.
A deadly confrontation in a Florida Walmart parking lot caught on camera. The Broward County Sheriff's Office says it all began with an argument over a parking space. This dash camera recording the moments leading up to the shooting. A man can be seen approaching a woman who appears to have a gun in one hand and a cell phone in the other. You can see her back away as the man walks toward her and follows her around a vehicle. She keeps her arm extended with what seems to be a weapon. A second angle of the incident appears to show the woman telling him to walk away before firing a single shot. The man falls to the ground, bleeding near his stomach. The woman then sets the gun on the roof of the car and paces around him. A deputy arrives minutes later. The woman gestures to the weapon before he puts her hands behind her back.
There was police officers everywhere, and I did hear a woman screaming and crying.
The shooting happened midday on Tuesday. Authorities have not named the woman, who they say told investigators she fired in self-defense. They identified the man as 62-year-old Bart de Guglielmo. He was taken to the hospital with a single gunshot wound, they add, where he later died. The sheriff's office says once its investigation is complete, prosecutors will decide whether to file criminal charges in this deadly parking lot dispute. Aaron Gilchrist, NBC News.
Over traffic, basically a Walmart parking lot situation. And man, I honestly just hate, I want to make a video about it because I just hate this happen. And I agree with a lot of people saying, hey man, nobody should lose their life over a parking spot. That's what it is. And I'm gonna be honest, both people could have de-escalated the situation. You know what I'm saying? They going back and forth by the parking spot, man. You know what I'm saying? She shouldn't. I'm just for real. Hear me out, man. She shouldn't have brought that gun out, and he should not have approached her aggressively like that. So this is a parking lot. This is parking space, man. Like sometimes we just kind of like. But I ain't gonna lie. Let me clarify though. Let me clarify, because I have been upset because I thought somebody stole my parking lot, or parking spot. Or, I'm intent on getting a parking space because I don't want to have a bad parking space where I gotta walk a mile to the store, right? From the parking lot. So I understand. But I would say we had to put things in context as well. Because some people have related this to the Carmelo Anthony situation. Sometimes it doesn't have to resort in a fatality. I can't say that. You know what I'm saying? In any of my prior videos, not specified that even by Carmelo Anthony. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't prefer this to happen in the first place. And I blame his coach, Robert Starr, for, like I said, trying to instruct Austin to step up and be a leader, as he told him. And basically, him feeling like he had the authority to go over there and take control of that tent. From what his coach told him, you know what I'm saying? He felt like, okay, yeah, now my coach told me to go take control. You know what I'm saying? Let me step up and be a leader, and now I can go here. I'm gonna go over here and tell, this other student to leave. That ended up in a fatality. It should have never occurred. You know what I'm saying? That needs to be clarified. But I say it's because of his coach. I'm not even blaming because he's a kid. I'm not even blaming him. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, no, I like I said, I'm not, nobody should lose their life, even in the situation with Carmelo. You know what I'm saying? I would say, you know what I'm saying? I hate that the kid lost his life, because like what had ended up happening, you got one kid that lost his life, and then another kid get 35 years in prison. These kids could have been getting ready to go to college right now, man. You know what I'm saying? Playing ball or whatever, getting their education or whatever. So it's a tragedy in both senses. But in this sense, the lady end up, feeling like, hey man, this dude is threatening me, or he's making threatening gestures and aggressive behaviors towards me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I need to defend myself. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I think she shouldn't have brought the gun out. He shouldn't have approached her aggressively. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it was. But I did see this though. This is what you have to know as well. Being that he saw that she had that gun, and I'm gonna put that in this video to provide context. He backed up off his aggressiveness so much. He was finna charge at her. He saw the gun. He kind of stopped. He kind of did like a jump gesture. Like a kind of stop him in his tracks gesture. So I did see that. So if she didn't have a gun, he might have put his hands on her. So I think when it's gonna come up before the prosecution. I don't know if they're gonna recognize that, but the DA's office or whatever, when it does come up and they look at all, I that particular part of the whole incident, I wonder if they would look at that. You know what I'm saying? And the reason she can say that she felt like she was threatened and feel like, he probably would cause injury to her and put his hands on her because he was literally walking over there very aggressively until he saw that gun. You know what I'm saying? Because for what he could see, she had the gun down. But she was on the phone, and there was a car next to her. When he came around the car, he seen she had a gun. He kind of like, paused a little bit. So, still though, it is, one of those things I would say that that has to be looked at. But from the whole incident, man, I hate that it occurred. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the man lost his life over a parking spot. You know what I'm saying? And just man, yeah, that's yeah. Condolences to his family, like for real, because that his family did mention like, damn, they never would have thought they would lose their their loved one over parking spot. Like, dang, man, why? Basically, like, he ended up losing his life and over argument. But like I said, they both, man, I don't know, man. They just I don't know. They should not have. They both should have just let it go. That's just the best way I can put it. You know what I'm saying? And he had, and then at the same time too, when he did see that she had the gun, he should have stopped approaching her. He should have stopped walking up on her. You know what I'm saying? That's bottom line. He should not have been walking up on her. She should not have brought that gun out. And just let it go. Let it go. You know what I'm saying? But even though, like I said, Florida does have stand your ground law or whatever, self-defense, for self-defense. It's just, yeah, you got a right to stand your ground, but I would say, man, that's fine. Yeah, you had a right to stand your ground, but if it's something like this, you can let it go. You really can let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like, he should not have approached her aggressively like that. She probably shouldn't have brought her gun out. You know what I'm saying? And and just, man, just one of them could have been a bigger person. I know it's so hard to do, but I think in a situation like that, you just probably had to, like, okay, what's the best thing to do? Do I feel like I am going to be killed in this situation? Is it that serious? Somebody trying to really, really, harm me, rape me, or you know, kill me or whatever, then and what is it over? I think we do have to have that particular sensibility, and not, you know, uh, take it to that level if if it's over something like that, a parking spot. But if something like really major, these folks getting, really trying to cause you bodily harm or kill you, you know what I mean, over something, um, I don't know, somebody coming to your house, trying to jump, I don't know, burglarize or rob or whatever, steal something, then understandable. But I think certain things like that, like a parking space issue, it's like, okay, hey man, you had that. Yeah, I got more things to do. Matter of fact, instead of standing here arguing with you, I can go ahead and find me another parking spot. I can already be in the store instead of us being here arguing and going back and forth over this parking spot. You know what I'm saying? So, um, I just think, man, the sensibility we have to have, some things we have to just be aware of, you know. So that's all. I just wanted to get on here and say that, man, because hate that guy had to, lost his life, and then, just hate situations just end up escalating like that to where, it could have been a whole different outcome. Just put it like that, you know what I'm saying? So, um, anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get up out here. I just want to say that, and I said condolences to him and his family. You know, um, to the sister, that was involved in that. Hey, I understand. You feel like you had to do what you had to do to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because there are videos, a lot of incidences to where there are men, certain white men have approached black women aggressively and put their hands on black women. In that sense, in that, um, you know, whatever it may be. But it's probably not over parking lots, nothing like, a parking space or anything like that. But there have been incidents, what I'm saying? So the sister may feel like, hey, man, I got to protect myself. So I don't fault her for that, Only thing I would say is like both of them could have de-escalated the situation. Like seriously, that's just what it is, parking lot, man. And this is out there to y'all too, man. If it comes to that, and it's a possibility, like okay, it could be to where it could be escalated, could be some major whatever. Protect yourself. I would say that. Protect yourself at all costs. Protect yourself. But if it's something that can be de-escalated, if it's something because parking spots, it's like, okay, bro, man, here, you go ahead, man, go ahead. Let me go find another parking spot, man. We can, I done been and found another parking spot by the time I been sitting here and argue with you back and forth. I could have already find me a parking spot and been in the store. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that in that sense, maybe, man, if you can de-escalate it, you just go and be the bigger person. You know what I'm saying? Because this is kind of like a incident to where it didn't have to happen. A death didn't have to happen. Let's just put it like that. A death didn't have to happen. You know what I'm saying? So if you can de-escalate, man, de-escalate, man. I would say that. But if you have to defend yourself, defend yourself. That's the best way I can put it. But anyway, I'm gonna get up out here, man. I just want to say that. Hope everybody out there doing well, living life full of love and happiness. Appreciate y'all, like I said, coming in on the video and all that. I always agree to disagree, and if we disagree, we can hash it out. Hope y'all, like I said, out there doing great, living life. Strive for greatness every day. And doing well. Anyway, till next one, y'all, get up out here. Appreciate y'all. All right, y'all. Love y'all. All right, y'all.
Fuck it, go ahead and blow off the dough. Step through the maze, man, and became a man. amazing, about to rewrite history and change a page in a crooked book that never told us the true story, like how we were kings and queens before the slave story, before the killing, stealing, and drug dealing on some real shit. We ran the world.